This is a Grande Pacific production. And today we are at Morris E. Smith's house.
Right.
And this is the
Mule Shoe and Western Railroad.
Thank you.
Freelance, out west somewhere.
Somewhere. I understand that completely.
I'll go out and check for more cars.
Okay.
Yeah, we would have to do on the grass.
Well, at least it's not pouring down rain like it's been earlier in the week.
They say it's on the way for this afternoon.
Is it?
They're promising us a return.
Where y'all from?
I'm from Houma, Louisiana, and David's from Metairie.
Oh. Well, friends live there.
Mm-hmm.
One or two of friends that live just about everywhere.
Yep.
Well, one thing about this hobby is you end up with friends everywhere. See?
Yeah, that's the great thing.
You know, I mean, okay.
This has been under construction since March of last year. So just
Boy, you got a lot of
year-
progress.
About a year and 13 months. There's a lot more done around this other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, trains ran this week last year for the first time on a lower level. That's how much has been done since
I'm
last
impressed.
year this time.
I have not gotten this far, and I've been at it for 4.5 years. Since to October 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And
You've
it's
done all this, or you've had people working
No,
with
I've
you?
done every bit of it, except for some scenery and some, we get together as a small group and help each other out a little bit. Like I had a guy help me cast some of the water, and Marshall here has helped with some scenery bits and places, but
Tiny bit.
mostly it's me.
It's one way to stabilize a wall.
It's Enviropex, but it's got a layer of Mod Podge on it to put a little bit of current and yeah. All but the smallest tank engines have sound decoders in them.
See, I love your sky.
Mm-hmm.
Man, at my own heart. If you go on my
Dock and the terrain.
yeah, well, I mean, you know, this
If
is
you make it too detailed, my feeling personally is that your eye is drawn to the background
Yeah.
instead of what you're trying to focus on. So, yeah.
I constantly remind people, it's all about the train. And what did the railroad do to get there?
The detail. These are all BTS, better than scratch.
Yeah. There you go.
All of these lift off, and look at the inside of the.
Here we go. Completed buildings on the inside. See, I'd be tempted to leave the roof off the building.
I might just leave them off. Couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did the Vargas girls. One of the guys showed me how to do that, so we've got Vargas girls inside on the calendars. But the car shop roof comes off. This is the most detailed one. It's the little blacksmith shop.
There you go. But it's, you know,
I've done just for
wait a minute, flip it back up.
That's the controls for the turntable, of course.
Okay. That works real good.
Keeps it out of the way.
Yeah, it's not something you use all the time, so.
Right. The lighting here is the warm white LEDs that I buy from a guy out in San Francisco, and they cost me less than $1 a foot. And I put 2 strips in them. The reason I like them is it's pretty even light. I can color match the spotlights and the tubes in the fluorescent lights that way.
Warm light LEDs.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And that's a birch 1532nd.
Yeah. And then this is bending plywood. This is what it looks like in scrap form, but you can see it is very flexible.
Yeah, there you go. Something I haven't seen. There's
That's
one.
a cabinet shop product.
Yeah. That's one for the books, kiddies.
It
Very, very flexible.
makes
Sure.
these sweeping curves really nice and easy.
Well, I'm thinking about my fascia boards that I'm putting cabinet base molding on that now is going up to some outrageous price per foot.
Quarter-inch 4x8 sheet of that. It's not full quarter-inch, as you can see.
Yeah.
But a sheet of that is about $38. So it's not too bad because you're using 3-inch wide strips off of it all the time.
Well, I'd be using 4.5-inch wide strips like this for my fascia, and it would be great. I kind of wish now we're going with the masonite, but we got started and we're about 3/4 of the way finished. So you know what? We're gonna finish with what we started.
Sure, you got to. What I do is I trim all of my cross members to the right length, sand the bevel on the end of them with bench sander when I was putting them in. Put the first layer of the stuff on and pin nail it to the ends of the girders. And then I face glue it, and I put the next piece on and I clip it with binder clips as clamps, just every couple inches. And then when it hardens up, when the glue hardens up, it makes a solid piece that's just like plywood out in the straight sections. That's very nice.
You know, I wish the LEDs would have been here when I was doing this about 4 years ago. Because I went.
Yes, I did. Yeah, she's a wonderful lady. She works at banking, so she's gone all day anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Are you gonna close the Helix?
Where do people congregate? They congregate in the Helix. They're all trying to look and see in the Helix, you know, and everything. So I thought, let's just celebrate it. Let's just leave the background open so it's what it is. I wanted it so that you can stand in one spot and see the track and not run and everybody and stuff. A progressive scene down here of how I build this thing. So it starts on this end down here.
This is what you call a superior cabinet maker approach to benchwork. I'm be frank with you, in all my years, there's been a few that are as good as this, none better. This is, I can see all kind of little things that have been done that are absolutely beyond the wildest imagination.
This is all setting on homeless oak that I cut. I cut it just about the same way that the guy does with the California road bed.
You know it, so it's all the same.
Now, one other additional point that I want to make here. This is that's down here and up above here. This right here is what the railroad is sitting on. There is no plywood up underneath this. I'm going to guess is either 3/4 or 5/8 inch styrofoam. So he's basically building the whole thing and then he's putting cork on top of there.
That yields about 2 or 3 30-gallon trash cans.
And as you can see by the cabinet over here, we definitely have somebody's into being a cabinet maker. There's a complete wooden set of drivers.
Yeah.
Do you make those too?
But I've got
Did he make this too?
Yeah, completely. Not even a kid.
Pretty good, but we still
Damn.
had drifts in the corner.
It shows up in the benchwork. That's what I just said on the video, which we'll put on YouTube. Is this got to be the best one I've seen. And there's been a few that maybe come close to matching him. I don't think I've seen better benchwork.
Morris is an exceptional woodworker.
So between either that or I better put up a lot more scenery to cover up all my
When
imperfections.
everybody else came over here, they came to my house and burned down my way. This is an affront.
Don't let him kid you, he's got a beautiful lens go down. And John's is great too.
Even if it is.
Yeah, in spite of that. In spite of the fact that
Wasn't by true this guy.
yeah, that's right.
They should get some views.
I've been away for a little bit. And I've been in it was water. So, but, well, you're going to go there. There's like
We've got a very wide group. We've got some narrow gauge and HO.
So we even have places here for to put cards and papers and stuff when you're operating.
It's all over the place.
I would say with rails as long as you give them size.
And the doorkeeper here.
Whatever. Okay.
Well, Mike,
You'll see the general light bar, but you don't see the individual LEDs like you did before.
the greatest demonstration of pouring water that I have seen. So this is the LED lighting that you see underneath.
Yeah.
It looked like when I went out, I threw it in the front. It looked like it had blue snow all over the ground. Look how one of the members Marvin was coming in there. While they looked at
In San Francisco, comes in a package like that on a roll, 16 feet on a roll, and I take it, and the first thing I noticed, it's got a 3M self-adhesive strip on the back of it, and I stuck it on wood to begin with. Well, I had it on some PVC pipe to begin with, but I stuck it on wood, and I didn't like the fact that it could act like it wanted to come off of there, especially if it was upside down, maybe getting warm. It might release. So what I did was I took